Hello my friends, I would like to present to you the tunnel ram and dual quad upgrade kit for the RC4WD V8. Here you'll see it with the mounted to the RC4WD V8 and also the RC4WD thermostat housing mounted to the intake manifold tunnel ram. On top of the tunnel ram is two carburetors, and on top of the carburetors are velocity stacks. So to explain the story of how this all came about, we're going to have to go back in time a little bit. Let's wind back the clock. So some of you may recall that way back in 2016 sometime I posted a video about using a keychain turbo to use as an accessory for the RC4WD V8. I actually brought quite a few keychains around that time, different turbos, the disc brakes, the same as the ones that I used on Rust Never Sleeps, Roadster, little pistons, engine pistons, gear selector, brim, things like that. Also, one of the keychains that I got was a couple of these things here. See if I can get you a focus, eh? The little blow-off valve keychain. So the scale is completely wrong for the builds that I'm doing, but one thing I did notice straight away was this nice little silver piece on top. To me, that just screams velocity stack, and it's just right size for an RC4WD V8. So I've got a couple of these. I removed this one here, and it was a case of figuring out how to get that onto one of these. And so my quest for the tunnel ram began. So then I proceeded to design the tunnel ram and the top deck and the carburetors. Originally I was planning on milling these out using a CNC machine, milling them out of aluminium or something along those lines. I had some troubles trying to figure out how I was going to do that, so I decided to upload the files to Shapeways and print them out in plastics and see how they turned out. So this is what they look like pretty much on the V8 in their naked state, no paint. What you'll see is it's also got the thermostat housing from RC4WD attached to it. The hardware is RC4WD 1.6mm scale hardware. So what you see here is 4 parts: the tunnel ram base, the tunnel ram top deck, and 2 carburetors. So let's see if I put these on here. The idea being that I'll be able to put these on top of the carburetors. I won't bother screwing them in for now, just to give you an idea. And that will be, yeah. Alright. Free blooper shot. So it'll be something like that when it's done. The tunnel ram, carburetors, etc. have yet to be painted up. One thing I have done, you may or may not be able to see from this angle or how close up it is, there's 2 holes in the side here of the carburetors so that linkages can be attached if you feel that way inclined to make little linkages. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this all off again, and I'm going to go out to the spray booth and spray paint the tunnel ram and the upper deck with this kind of, it's supposed to be an aluminium colour, metallic aluminium. So we'll give that a blot of paint and see how it turns out. The carburetors, I'll use a different spray paint. I've got some kind of chrome spray paint, so they'll be a little bit different, hopefully, so they'll stand out. I was originally going to take these parts round to my mate's place with the sandblaster and give these a light sandblasting to get rid of any ribbing and the layering, but it's actually not needed. I'll show you a close-up in a sec. It's actually very fine. Their printing is really quite incredible, so I'll take these off the block and I'll show you some close-ups. Hold on a sec. So I got you in a wee magnifying glass here. I don't know if you can really tell or not, but even magnified you can hardly see the print lines at all. So you'll see here it's got 2 holes at the back for a brushed motor. This is a prototype, it needs work. I'll change the back here, but if you were going brushless in the meantime you could cut that out, no worries. It's empty there, and like I said, that will take the RC4 drive thermostat housing, that part there. So that's the top, the base. See, it's got these square holes. So, and the top deck is a press fit to that, and that receives the carburetors. The reason I did this is I have various types of top deck styles. I've got the twins, I've got a single, and I've got another tool, what I call a tool boy. And I'm currently working on another top deck here for triple deuce, so just for some variation. What else we got? See if I can give you a close-up of this little carburetor there, so you can see the wee holes, some of the detailing. So just to give you an idea, that's the difference between RC4 drive carburetor and cyanide speed shock carburetor. I do have a version of the carburetor with the same top, so it'll take the RC4 drive air filter, and they will also sit on the intake manifold that comes with the RC4 drive V8. And I think I've got various print materials in the store, and this one can also be printed in brass, which would be pretty nice, but I haven't printed one in brass because I can't afford it, basically. It's not to say someone else might not be able to, right? So, right, now I've got some parts, let's go and do some spray painting, see how this looks. So here we got the RC4 drive V8 with the intake manifold removed, and this is the painted tunnel ram. What you'll notice is there's a wee bit of movement there. I don't know if you can see, it's very slight, but it's there. It doesn't fit exact, but what I did is I just made this paper gasket basically out of tar paper. You could use any old paper, I expect, that's got a decent thickness to it, and that makes it snug as a bug in a rug right there. So what I'm going to do next is I'll put the hardware back on, I won't film that, and put the velocity stacks on top of this, and we'll see how it looks. So here you can see the tunnel ram and the carburetors with the velocity stacks mounted to the RC4 drive V8 with the thermostat housing. It's not too bad. That's it from the back where the wires would come out. And you can see more clearly the little holes in the carburetors where a person could hook up linkages with wire, lacing wire or whatever they choose to use, and you could also put in some little lines, fuel lines here, let's say with probably something like this, bit of copper wire or something like that. Stick that in there, you know, imagination. So that's that really, that's what it looks like with the tunnel ram and the velocity stacks and the carburetors attached to the V8. You can get these parts on Cyanide's Speed Shop at Shapeways. I built these because I wanted to use them in a build that I'm going to do. I wanted a tunnel ram, and I just thought I'd upload them there, well, so I could print them out for myself first, and also if others might want to do the same thing with their models. So yeah, I'll just show you the website. So this is my store on Shapeways, Cyanide Speed Shop, and these are the products that I was just showing. The tunnel ram base and the tunnel ram top decks. That's what I showed there, the standard one. There's also a single and a tall boy, and there are 3 types of carburetor at this stage. This is the one that I just showed. This is one that will fit the RC4WD V8 air filter, and this one here is another one I'm doing for the velocity stacks, and here are the header plates. Let's see, hopefully we can zoom in a bit here. So you can see here it's raised, and it's designed to allow those velocity stack bases to sit inside them like that. See there? So that's what that's about. I do have some other models that I have done, but I haven't made them public yet. I want to print them, send them to me, check for fitment. One thing I will say is that when I received the parts, I did drill them out at the holes here with 1.5 bits. They weren't, just to chase out the holes a little bit, just because of the printing is not quite right. Everything else fits pretty good. So anyway, yeah, this is my Shapeways store. Early days, and I'll be adding more products as I make them, and I generally make them when I need them for one of my builds, and then I'm just going to share the patterns, the models. All of these things here, the prices are pretty much Shapeways prices plus $1. I'm only adding $1 per item, so this is not for me to get rich or anything like that. But some people may want to use these in their RC models. Another thing I almost forgot to mention is these header plates, I guess you call them. These are based on ones I did in aluminium for the rat rod. This has got the bolt pattern for the RC4WD V8 heads with little upside down. They go this way. So set it on there like that, and it's got these little posts here that you could slip rod onto, tube onto, be it aluminium tubing or styrofoam, etc. And the other header plate, is these ones here, which uses the same bolt pattern, and instead of the little posts, it's got holes, and it attaches to the V8 like that with RC4WD scale hardware. And these are designed to have an M3 stuck through the back.